Hello, my lovely students. I know you were absent today. This video is going to help you get back on track for when you return. You're going to need to print out the paragraph that I sent you via email for tonight's homework for everybody. Then you'll watch this video and do all the activities in it. It should take about 10 minutes or so to get things done. We did a little bit more than that in class because I was walking around helping students and giving some other individual instruction. But this is the lesson for today. Enjoy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this started. So I've given you a sentence or a paragraph on this piece of paper, and it's got a lot of space in between, but that's because we're going to be writing on it. Before you do that, though, I want you to flip it over onto the back side. On the back side, I want you to write varying sentence beginnings. Varying sentence beginnings. And then I want you to put a dash and write 7 ways, because that's how many ways we're going to learn today and probably tomorrow too for varying your sentence beginnings. So you guys got an assignment today, a pretest, that looked very much like this. I had a great time at camp this year. What did we notice about how these sentences started? I. What about the other ones? We, and the last one? The. Okay, first of all, there's not anything really interesting about any of those 3 words, and on top of that, I, out of 7, and we, out of 7, not a lot of variety there. So what we're going to be working on is making this right here a snazzier paragraph by changing the sentence beginnings. And how many ways did we say there are going to be to do that? 7. 7, okay. All right, so just briefly looking up here at the things in red. Look at the variety of sentence beginnings that we added to the paragraph that you just tried to fix in your pretest. How many of you guys came up with that many? Not most of us, right? Don't worry, I haven't taught the lesson yet, but afterwards you're going to be doing this, okay? So, unlike last year, because of this, something else happened. After playing, inspired, all of these are different techniques that we're about to learn. So the first one on the back, actually go ahead on the back and list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll tell you to fill them in as we go.
But with big spaces?
No, they're simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the first one you're going to fill in for your varying sentence beginnings is this right here. You're going to start with dash, because that holds the place to show you it's just an ending. ING word. So you're going to write dash ING word.
For number 1?
For number 1. So look at the way this sentence looks. It says, breathing the clean air of the Andes is a refreshing experience. Can we just take the first part of that and say, breathing the clean air of the Andes? Does that make sense?
No.
By itself, can we put it in a sentence like that? Can we put it in a paragraph? Just like that. Breathing the clean air of the Andes? No, it needs something else, okay? Is a refreshing experience. Or breathing the clean air of the Andes, I did something else. So what we're going to be looking at now is, go back to this page. Can you find the ING word that we put in this paragraph? Ollie?
Playing.
Playing, okay? Playing in the stream at camp, I caught 2 frogs. So what you have to be really careful about when you try to add one into the sentences that you have already in this boring paragraph. When you do that, you have to be careful of having an ING word and half a sentence. Sometimes we'll try to add things in, and they end up with a fragment. They take a word and just go, oh, ING, okay. Playing in the stream at camp. And I'm going to say, what happened? You have to have a result of that. Running down the hall. Can I leave it like that?
No.
Running down the hall, I tripped and fell. Sitting in class, I noticed something weird. You can't just leave the first by itself. So, you have all these sentences in your paragraph. You may fix a sentence that's already there, change some words, add some, put a little caret in, or you may write a completely different sentence and show me where it would go inside that paragraph. The point here is, when you do sentence variety, if it makes your paragraph less organized or messes it up in any way, does it make your overall score better?
No.
No. So you can't change something to make your paragraph worse. The idea is to change something to make it better. So you have to still make sure it makes sense. So we're going to look at the first technique, ing. You're going to take one of the sentences there and modify it, and then show me, and I'll let you know if you passed it. Or you can have a whole new sentence and then show me. Questions?
Any sentence?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we just did number 1, ing. Now, your paragraph looks something like this. My favorite time of the year is fall. There are many outdoor activities. What are some of the things that you did? Ollie, give me one. Let's stop for a second. Ollie?
I enjoy hiking in the woods and looking at the changing leaves. And I put hiking the woods, comma. I was looking at the changing leaves up here.
Ah, so you can say, hiking in the woods and looking at the changing leaves, I did something, right? I found whatever. Or, what else could you do for Julian? What did you do for yours? Hiking in the woods and looking at the changing leaves. What?
Fun.
Is fun. Take this out and just write, is fun. Or, is one of the things I like to do best in fall. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to number 2. Flip it over to the back side.
Okay.
On the back, we're ready for
Yes,
number 2. And number 2 says begin with an ED word. And you're going to have to put that dash there because that dash signifies that it's an ending. So in my example, I wrote, cursed by my forgetfulness, I forgot to pack water shoes for camp. Now you can't use cursed because it's mine. But you could use lots of other words. Let's go back to the very beginning and see what they used in the first example. What's our ED word in here? Can you find it?
Inspired.
Inspired by nature.
Yes.
What happened? So on your example, if you want to use your own word, that's fine. If not, I have listed some words up here in black that you might want to try.
Okay.
Questions? Try to put this in your paragraph somewhere, just like we already did. And I'll be around to check.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on number 3. Oh, wait, we still need to do our examples. So yours looks something like this. Last time we did ing, this time we fixed ed on the end of something.
Yes.
What are some examples that you have? Antonio.
Amazed by nature's colors, I regret leaving. Like when it says, looking at the,
Where did you put it?
I enjoy hiking in the woods and looking at the changed leaves, and then after that.
Right here you said,
Yeah.
amazed by something, I enjoy something else, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Ollie?
Shocked by the weather, comma. I finally wear different clothes.
Ah! Over here.
So, yeah.
Shocked by the weather, comma, I finally wear different clothes. Good, that could work. Something?
I said, chilled by the weather that finally cools off enough to wear different clothes, comma.
Wait, I'm sorry, we're going to have to wait just a second. Can you wait outside because my class is being distracted by you? Try that one more time, Santi.
Chilled by the weather, so it's where the weather is, that finally cools off enough to wear different clothes, comma, I can begin wearing warm, fuzzy sweaters.
So you put chilled
Yeah.
over here.
By
Chilled by the weather,
that finally.
comma, which finally cools off, da 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 da.
No, enough to wear different clothes, comma. You put the comma there.
Something or other.
No, there.
Yeah.
I can begin. Right?
I can begin, right there.
But it's right there for you.
Yeah, it's already
Oh, I see. Enough to wear different clothes. I can begin wearing warm, fuzzy sweaters. Okay, so you can put it in a variety of different places. Please flip it over to the back now.
I like warm fuzzy sweaters.
Please flip it over to the back now.
I love warm, fuzzy sweaters.
Number 3 says, use an ly word. Please write that on there.
I love putting the ly word like the slide.